If I notice, if you ask me, Alexis, how do you know how much he likes me? I'm gonna ask you, how much are you struggling to make this work? How much are you struggling? If you're not struggling, then he likes you. But if you're struggling,
like a boss.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. So today happy New Year's, by the way. It's gonna be the New Year's in a few hours. But today we're gonna be talking about why he won't commit. Right? Why is it that they like you but they won't commit to you? Because even me as a guy, I do that, right? And everyone does that. That we find people that we like, but for some reason we just cannot connect with them. We can't see them as relationship material for us. We recognize their good qualities. We recognize that they're great people, but there's just something that you just don't feel that spark. And that's the mystery part about love, right? Is that you guys can have perfect compatibility, but unless you guys are pushed to marriage by um by arranged marriages, then you're never gonna feel that chemistry and you're never gonna commit to them. So we're gonna be listening to her story of when she fell in love, but the guy didn't love her back. That happens a lot, and a lot of the times it's not malicious, and it's heartbreaking because we feel the chemistry, but it's just they don't feel the same way, you know. So let's find out what she has to say. And this is something that I do talk about in my course, Natural Chemistry. It's about how to develop natural chemistry with a guy. Okay, and you can purchase all of my courses using the coupon code Mindful for 60% off. Today's the last day, I think, right? Is it 30th? Okay. It's not Happy New Year's yet. So it's tomorrow, 30% off, and no, 60% off my courses and 30% off my one-on-one calls. Okay, so let's begin this.
I just got broken up with the guy that I was seeing for a little bit over 2 months, like 2 nights ago, and we decided to end things. Actually, he decided to end things with me over a phone call, and he was like, "Oh,
Over a phone call, Jesus Christ! Like, I mean, look, I don't know if it was long distance, but
so attractive. You're so great. You're
so
very
he was saying, the whole bullshit.
nice." And
You're so
he
attractive.
was like, "Oh, you're so attractive. You're so great. You're a very nice person. You have great friends. You have great family.
So on paper, everything's great.
You have a great career. You're such an independent woman."
Independent woman. Well, first of all, people, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Studies show that having a great career, being very independent, having a lot of money does hurt your dating market value. Life is hard, man. Life sucks. I would. Hey, you want to know something else? Not becoming a basketball player matters a lot because of your height. That I love basketball. That also sucks, but that's just how life is.
But I just cannot like you enough for me to commit to you.
So let's listen to that again.
This person, you have great friends, you have great family, you have a great career, you're such an independent woman, but I just cannot like you enough for me to commit to you.
So there is a level of how much you like someone that would take you to commitment. There's like levels to it. Here, I want to date you. Here, I would like to date you more than a week. Here, I want to date you longer. Here, I only want to be friends with benefits. Here, I want to be something more. Here, I want a real relationship. Here, I'm willing to be with you for years. Here, I'm willing to marry you. Here, I'm willing to actually follow through with the marriage. Here, I'm willing to have kids. Like, there are levels. And you know where you are in that level based on where does he put the brakes in. That's the thing. This is not a revelation of what you got to do to change him. This is a revelation of reality. It's been 2 months, and the guy realized he doesn't want a relationship with her, and that's perfect. Actually, he's doing you a favor because you know how many guys will literally drag you for years and waste your time. This guy is a nice guy.
I just don't picture myself being in a serious relationship with you.
Picture. That's the thing. That does matter. The picture, imagining what you feel and what you see they both go hand in hand. If I can't see myself being with you, like a literal picture, a movie in my mind, if I don't see that, I can't make that into reality because everything starts in the mind.
And he was also like, I wish that you're less great so we can actually work on it together. But in fact that you're so great and you've done everything right.
You see this dude now he's being toxic. You're too untoxic. You're too healthy for me. Okay, this sounds like the dumbass girl that I was dating the other day, where she was like, Alexis, you're great for me, but you're too great. My bitch, I'm not broke enough for you. Like, I'm not your ex who owes you money, you dumbass. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, that type of shit is a real thing. And you know what? What you gotta feel? Don't feel jealous that you're not toxic enough, because there is a part of us that wishes we were toxic enough to be likable to them. We want to be who they want us to be. But what you have to realize, you're the one that won. You're not crazy enough to be their type. There is nothing good about having the negative trait that the person wants for them to like you. Long term, it's not worth it. Have you seen an old crazy person? It's not worth it. All these hot girls who were crazy young, look at them now. They're fucking psychos. Get the hell away from me.
And I still don't like you enough for me to pursue a serious relationship with you. I just need to end things with you.
He's honest,
And I'm
man.
like, if I'm really that great, why won't you want to commit to me?
Because he said he don't like you. Are you not paying attention to him? What's her name? Mello? Are you not paying attention? It's not. You see what's funny? People forget though what really matters. She's focusing on the great part, great, which means that, okay, I have great qualities. Why aren't you looking at them? I work for these qualities, but she ignores the fact that he just doesn't like her despite the great qualities. People liking you has nothing to do with a rational decision. In fact, the fact that you have so many great qualities in terms of your, I'm only pointing finances, not emotional, because having emotional great qualities is perfect. But unfortunately, ladies, just because you like it in a guy doesn't mean a guy's gonna like it in you. Being too independent could be a little intimidating to some guys, and that's just the sad truth. We're not talking about angels here. We're talking about human flawed beings.
I don't understand men these days. As long as, like, as soon as I just brought it up, like, being more serious, like, I really want to commit a relationship, I want something serious, they just instantly run away. They're just like, see you later, I'm getting out.
Well, no, baby. It's not you. It's the fact that, well, first of all, why are you always bringing it up? Okay, wait, let me take that back. Why are you always bringing up commitment? Why is it always you that brings it up? Why can't they bring it up? Next time, don't you ever say that word ever again, commitment. From now on, if after 2 or 3 months the guy's not showing you they want to commit, just pull away. And if they ask you why you're pulling away, then you could tell them. Or say you found someone that wants commitment, but don't say I'm leaving because you're not committed to me. You could say I'm leaving because somebody wants commitment or whatever. But the point is, don't bring it up. Already, just hearing that says it says that you're too honest for your own good. It says you're too nice for your own good. And you gotta toughen up a little bit and get a little rougher, get a little dirtier. Learn the game a little bit more and stop playing too honest. We're not back in. Oh no. Oh my fucking God, we knew exactly what you were going to say, Alexis. You were going to say that we're not back in China. I don't know, dude. I don't know. No, but I don't know, dude. They have arranged marriages there. I don't fucking know, man. But the point is that, yo, we're not back in the old days, man, where you could just be open with people. No, we're back now. We're in the moment now where people are just more afraid of commitment. And most likely, you're meeting them online. You're most likely meeting these guys online. All right, let's go to the next one. That's another thing. Stop meeting people online, people. All right, I'm getting mad.
And it sucks because I love him. I love him. But I know that God has so much more in store for me.
This is why it's so important to have a spiritual practice. Because what she's doing, you may believe in God or may not believe in God. But the point is that she's using a higher power to let go some of the need to control. When you don't believe in any form of spirituality or any religion, you gotta be more. You have to when you don't believe in anything, you're almost like there's not a lot of room for errors, you know. But when you believe in God, what happens is that, or any higher force like the spaghetti monster, you sort of just, there's a part of you that lets go of control. And that part of you feels pleasurable. That part of you feels relaxed. That part of you feels happy. And that allows you to regulate your nervous system better, because you could deal with uncertainty more. When you believe in something, you're able to deal with uncertainty better. And so you're able to deal with breakups with more mental clarity.
And this hurt that I'm feeling right now, I'm not gonna feel forever. It's
And,
just for a moment.
that understanding,
But I don't want to be blinded.
that understanding in Buddhism is called object permanence, where you understand that things are not permanent, but also you don't just understand it, you know it through experience.
By what God has in store for me, because I'm trying to make something fit or to make something work, and it's just not for me.
And that's the thing,
What God
right?
has
We have to be able to know when we're trying to make something fit. There is a certain because a lot of times we lose the forest for the trees. Sometimes we're so caught up in the moment that we don't notice what we're doing. But there are some signs that we're trying to make something fit, and usually it's because you feel confused, you feel frustrated, you feel like you can't predict them, you feel like you don't know what's on his mind. That usually means that they're not giving you access to themselves, right? And it's hard to like take those indirect cues as a sign of how they feel, because we don't want to believe it. But it's like every time I've observed my life, any relationship that I've ever had that worked out, I didn't do anything to make it work, it just happened. And every time a relationship didn't work out, what I've noticed, I was always putting effort. I was fucking sweating, getting sunburns, trying to make this relationship work. So anytime I notice myself, I'm like, I'm getting some sunburns. Or man, I'm working pretty hard here. That should be my telltale sign that there's something off.
for me will be for me, and he's just not for me. It hurts right now. It doesn't feel good.
And it's not that he's for you. He might be for you. You're just not for him. That's the real truth. You're just not for him, and but you shouldn't take that personal. It's one of the things about people is that when when a man can't commit to you, it's just because he doesn't feel the spark. And that's what I've noticed. I've been with great people. Great. What the fuck do you mean, people? Like men too? No, I'm gonna calm down. No, I'm not New Year's. It's not a New Year's and new closet. No, I'm not coming out. But do you mean are you inside? Shut the hell up, Melissa. Okay, enough with your stuff. But it's just the chemistry. You just don't feel that chemistry. Chemistry is a red flag. Too much chemistry in the beginning, but you gotta have that soft, like, chemistry with that person. It doesn't have to be intense, but enough for you to see yourself with them in the future. It is, and again, I'm not talking about that heavy spark of chemistry that comes from trauma. I'm just talking about the emotion that you feel that allows you to see them in a long-term relationship. Like that I don't know what it is. I can't put a word on it, but there is something about when you really like someone, you're able to there's like a warmness to it, and that spark, you need that to commit. I can't commit with someone long term if I don't feel that, like, compulsive desire to see them all the time. If when you're away I don't miss you, like, those are the signs that they feel that chemistry is that when you're away they miss you, they contact you more. If you stop contacting them, you'll notice that they'll contact you even more. They pursue you as much as you pursue them, and if you stop pursuing, they're gonna pursue you more with no shame. They're not afraid to look dumb in your eyes, to look needy in your eyes. Actually, I've had the girl that I was talking to looked. She didn't mind looking needy, but the thing with her was that she loved talking, but her actions never fit the words. Like, she won't contact me for like a few days, and she's saying that, whatever, and I'll call her. I'll be like, look, man, what the hell? And then she said, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. I missed you. I want to see you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, when can you hang out? And she's like, 3 more days. And it just, and it's kind of like, you like, when I'm looking at the words, but I'm noticing in the moment, I'm struggling right now to make this work. The struggle. Don't look at Mixed signals. The struggle of trying to make it work should be your sign. Just the struggle. If I notice, if you ask me, Alexis, how do you know how much he likes me? I'm gonna ask you, how much are you struggling to make this work? How much are you struggling? If you're not struggling, then he likes you. But if you're struggling, he doesn't like you. It's that simple.
I miss him. I want to call him. I want to text him. But he doesn't deserve me.
Yep.
And I think a lot of women miss that. They don't deserve us. We have to move forward. We have to move on. It hurts. Like your heart literally hurts.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes a little bit of anger can soothe your heart, right? It'll take away the pain that you feel. Righteous anger.
But you have to push through the willpower, knowing that this is not your end goal, knowing that there's so much greater for us. I don't want to stay here because the love that I have for him cannot compare to the love that I will have for my husband.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
All right, Juanita Bynum, stop with the preaching. But yeah, that's why faith matters, people, because faith allows you to believe in something greater than yourself. Now let's see. This is another one. Now look, I do want to say this right before we continue, right? Why they won't commit, and a big reason is it's just that you're not their type. That's another one. You see, people not wanting to commit does not mean there's a flaw about you. It just means that you guys are not compatible. You know how common that is of dating people that won't commit? That's very common. Everyone does it to themselves. And the reason why is because we're all trying to find a match, right? Some people find them, some people don't. And the ones that don't find them are just looking. Like, it's that simple. You're just not their type. And sometimes the way the person looks does influence whether or not they're willing to commit to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the stats, but I do know that every girl that I've committed to, they looked a certain way. Like, they just all do. They all look a certain way, people. I mean, look, you could squint, and they all look the same. I mean, literally, it's kind of fucking crazy, to be honest with you. Every ex of mine, they all look the same. And God have mercy, do I have a good type? Jesus Christ. Oh, my Lord. Oh, am I blessed with a good type? They, what the fuck? I want to know what the fuck that is. But it is true. Like, it's just not my type. And if anytime I see a girl who's my type, there's devoided of the connection, I'm gonna give her more of a shot. I'm gonna give her more leeway, more room for mistakes. I'm gonna try to work it out. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I personally cannot control who I have chemistry with. I've had another girl that took me a while to get over. She wasn't even my type. Yeah, she was skinny. She was slim. She looked like an example of someone. Who she looked like? She looked like someone. Like, she just looked like she was this like Mexican girl, light skin. I forgot how she looks. I mean, I can't describe her, but the point is that, she had a regular body, no big titties, no big butt, but she was in shape and she was pretty. And all of a sudden I started falling in love with her, right? She wasn't my physical type. I mean, she was, in my eyes, I could, that's fine with me. I would prefer other things, but I'm cool with it. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to complain because I like you, But there's just a mysterious thing that unfortunately, when she's not your type, there's nothing she could do about it, honestly. There really isn't nothing that you could do about it when you're not a person's type.
We actually sat down and had a serious conversation about it. And at first, I agreed with it. But then after time had passed, I was getting annoyed as fuck. Because I was like, look, listen, bro, you sleep over my house every day. I sleep over your house every day. We spend Christmas together. You met my family. That's some serious shit for me. Okay. So for you to sit here and tell me that you don't want anything with me.
Well, I want to know is he doing the same thing? Like sometimes when we like something, when we like someone so badly, we stop paying attention how they're reacting. When we don't have, we're not really, when we're not in a relationship, but rather we're obsessed with someone, there's no observation of how they're coming across. There's no observation of how you're coming across. You're not really like reacting to things as they come. You're just throwing shit to the wall and hoping something sticks because you like them so much. You're overdoing it, right? You don't notice that this is not a reciprocal relationship. Dude, girl, how the hell are you taking him to meet your family when he hasn't done the same thing? What that does is that it only digs you deeper into the hole of unrequisite love, and love does not return, because then you're gonna feel resentful because you've given and he's not giving. But you're not realizing is that you're giving without paying attention you're not really paying attention to him. You're so self-absorbed. You're obsessed that you're not even taking the time to pay attention how he's reacting until it's too late.
After you told me the first time that you wanted
Put your finger down, girl. Though this girl's toxic.
some shit with me, like that's an insult to me and a fucking disrespect. I don't fuck with that
Wasted
shit.
your time. But my question
my
is, how many
goddamn
times did this happen where a guy wasted your time like this? Well, we got the Greek guy.
Okay, I've never been in a serious relationship before. He
So-
was like my first
He was the
time.
first- so only one time this
first
happened to you.
love.
And you know what? I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, because first of all, she could be hard-headed, extra hard-headed, like a fucking turtle, right? But also, a lot of the times you got to go through these situations to actually learn your lesson. You know, and it's funny. I see her. She looks like a family member, right? I have compassion. My sister looks like her. My sister doesn't look as crazy though. She could stab you though. Like, my family's crazy people. I'm the only one that's like not crazy, but like, you know, I have compassion, right? She looks like my people, right? So I don't see her as just a crazy bitch like some people might see her, but she got to learn to read the room, right? If there's one thing I would tell her is that to find out how much a guy wants to commit, just mirror his behavior, and you'll notice a lot of things. Like,
Type of shit, yeah.
First time this happened to you,
Yeah.
where you thought you had a future with this guy, and once you asked him, "Hey, what are we?" he didn't want to commit.
Type shit.
It's only one time. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. What about you?
Bitch.
yeah, but once they tell you that, you got to walk away. Like, there is no magic poom poom that could make him change his mind. You know, mind control poom poom, that doesn't exist. That's a myth, right? That's a myth. Now look.
I feel like that's very powerful. The reason
Now,
I feel that
there is people who don't want to commit because they don't like your ass. That's one thing, right? There's another commitment where you're just not their type, right? So I may like you, but you're not my type. You know, we're not compatible. But then there is when they don't want to commit because they just have fear of commitment.
that way is because, again, when you out here single, there is no obligation there.
Right.
I can do what I want to do. And again, I'm not lying to women. I'm not doing nothing. But the second that this is uncomfortable, I'm gone. Or you do say something I don't like, breathe the wrong way, whatever, I'm out. But when you are in a serious committed relationship, you know that there are sacrifices that have to be made. I may not like you every day. That don't mean I can just drop everything and walk away.
That's true. And some people, it's like people who could travel the world. They never really stay in one place and build a life there because they don't allow the hard times to pass. They just skip and move on. And those are commitment folks. People who are addicted to adrenaline. People who are addicted to new things. And those people usually have ADHD. They may have autism. They may have some type of attention deficit disorder. They might have been exposed to too much stimulation when they were children, so they got addicted to dopamine at an early age. Maybe their parents are also have addictive personalities, and brain and traits in your brain like addiction or aversion or anger can be inherited, even political traits. And so these guys, this is more of an attachment style problem, and a lot of women will assume that the person doesn't want to commit because of this reason. Why? Because it's more you could fix it. It seems like you could fix it. It's a problem. He's afraid of commitment. So maybe if you start playing Miss Psychologist with the Poom Poom, you know, and Dr. Poom Poom, and maybe you could teach him with some cognitive behavioral Poom Poom therapy, It's like, no. Like, y'all, who you think you are, Doctor Who? It's not gonna work. Okay? You don't have the magical pum pum. You don't have the golden elixir. Like, when somebody's afraid of commitment, you can't change that. You know, it's very hard to overcome fears. It really is. You're asking a lot from people.
You know what I'm saying? We may get into an argument, you know what I'm saying? So whereas if I'm single, oh, you cut off and I'm on to the next chick because I have no investment here. But when we in a committed relationship, I have to learn communication. I have to learn conflict resolution.
And this kind of sounds like people today. Back then, people watched longer movies. Today, people watch shorter movies. Back then, people had fewer friends, but more deeper friends. Nowadays, people have more acquaintances, right? Back then, people used to commit more. But nowadays, people are less commitment. Look, and that is very true. And you know, I hate to sound like Mr. Old Guy, but it is true of Tinder. For example, like I meet people in real life. So I know how attractive I am because of feedback. I'm not the best looking person in the world, but look, I'm not ugly, okay? Calm down, right? Like, Jesus Christ. But when I'm on Tinder, people, I feel like I'm fucking Jose with a beer belly. Like, I feel like Humberto, the short Mexican guy. Jesus Christ, I bet there is an Humberto. Sorry, people, I don't mean to be racist. It's New Year's. But it's like, I'm like, are these girls blind? Like, I am not ugly. Like, I've seen the way women look at me. The way you're reacting to me, Tinder chick, it's like, it's not even how I usually get a reaction. Like, you're less attractive. And that's because there's people who are just afraid of commitment and going after relationship from relationship. And so you just, because of so much contrast, you just look less attractive. And that's a reaction that you get, a less attractive version of yourself reaction, per se, from people. And you internalize that because you're a social animal.
Resolution. And a lot of that shit is uncomfortable. So I'm going to have to get used to doing things that are uncomfortable. So getting rid of who I am to turn into who I need to be is very, very, very prevalent.
I'm that ride or die chick. I'm that chick, right? And the more I do, they think that I'm going to get his affection. But that ain't how men operate. And y'all can tell me this. Watch this.
Yeah. So he's talking about the ride or die chicks that think that if you're the most loyal bottom bitch, that maybe you could work your way up the ranks. Like, this is some corporate ladder.
Commit to the woman.
We got corporate dick now.
For what she does for him. He commits to her based on who she is to him. Now watch this.
That's such a better way to put it. I think that's a better way to put it.
Look at that same woman, and I look at a woman who nurtures me, empowers me, helps me to grow, supports me. All of a sudden, the way I look at her brand becomes different.
Yeah, but the key is that you gotta feel that chemistry. And the beauty about this is that, unfortunately, the woman has no control over this, and that's the thing you guys have to understand. You have no control over this unless you tell them you're an OnlyFans girls or you're an escort, which is one of the few things that kind of turns me off. Honestly, like I would never see you as relationship material if you're on OnlyFans or you're an escort or you were one or. You know, and I can't help it. I really can't. I've dated a girl who did that before, right? But like, there was a part of me that was like, did you just do something right now? Like, you know, like I couldn't date her. I just couldn't. I gave her a try. We just stayed friends because I just couldn't do it, you know? But it's like, there's just some things you can't shake from people. All right, people, let's find
you making $63,000 a year, and you're making how much as a waiter?
I did it because I'm a student, so I'll probably make around $15 an hour.
Oh no, you came here to waste my time. You obviously came here to waste my time today. I am not going to place you on child support for $15 an hour, and you just start working a job paying you $63,000 a year. You see how crazy that sounds?
I mean, I think it's crazy that you using my $63,000 income. I don't even work there no more.
You don't have to work there, but it sounds like you intentionally stopped working there because you thought she was going to put you on child support.
Nah.
So you just disappeared on her?
Because I'm not the father. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm at work.
But we don't know that you're not the father because I ordered you to go and get DNA testing. So we could have found that out today.
My man could have easily avoided this if he actually took the DNA test. That would have been the silver bullet to you not having to pay child support. Now,
Damn, I don't know how the hell we ended up here, people, but pray to God Father Alex never finds himself in this type of situation. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God, I just my heart was just pounding in multiple directions. Anyways, people, let's end this right here, man. Because this sounds like a living nightmare. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org and keep me in your prayers, people.